Hey everyone, how are we doing tonight? Let's see. Just wait a second to see if anyone is going to join in, and then we can get started. How's everyone's day been? I hope you've all had a good day. Let me know in the comments if you are around, and I will say hi. I'm just moving my stuff. I've got 300 things on my desk. Anyway, that is enough waffling. As per, you've got to have a live stream without some Nicole banter and chat. So I haven't managed to do all of my swatches yet because it just didn't work out. I've done one though. So we're doing tonight 5 ways to use pigments in your nail art, and I'm actually going to be using the Be Creative pigments that we do stock at Monaco Nail Academy. Hi, whoever has just said hi, it just says Facebook user. Can't tell who you are, but hi, thanks for joining. I hope you've had a good night, good day, wow. So yeah, we stock these pigments at Monaco Nail Academy by Be Creative. They are, like they don't fill the jar completely in case you order them and you are like, why is this jar 3/4 empty? They are super pigmented, so you don't need too much of them. Like I've had these coming up 3 years, and if I can open it, like, yeah, there's so much in there, and it will last for ages. Yeah, so that is that. What was I going to say? I've got a bit of a brain freeze. But yeah, so we stock these at Monaco Nail Academy. We've got like white and black. I believe we have, I don't know if they're in stock, so that could be useless, but info. And we also have a bunch of other colors. We've got some neons and some metallics. We have got a bunch. But obviously there are other pigments around, but these are just the ones that we stock, and I will be using these tonight. So I'm going to show you 5 different ways to use pigments in your nail art. I feel like I'm going to go over time because I'm just going into too much detail. But anyway, so I'm going to show you, I've done already, is that going to focus? There we go, that's nice. I've done a baby boomer nail, which I feel like you can't see very well on camera, but it is basically a ombre or a fade at the tip. I often use these for French nails on clients, so, and you don't have to do white, you can do any color you like. Yeah, but I have just done there, I've used Peach Whip and the white Be Creative priming pigment with that, and then I'm also going to show you how to do a 2 or 3 color ombre, and then a couple of other ways to apply your chrome, not your chrome, your pigments. So first I'm going to jump in, and I'm just going to cleanse this nail off again. I feel like it's got stuff on it, but yeah, so that is the baby boomer. Is that helping if I turn that off? I feel like that looks a bit better. Let me know if that looks better or worse for you. I feel like it actually looks worse, I lie. Yeah, so we'll start with that one. So I'm gonna go in with a layer of like your base color. I'm using Peach Whip. You can use Promises, you can use anything you like. It doesn't necessarily have to be a nude color, and also it doesn't have to be white, but this is just how to do a fade from the tip down the nail, so like a French fade baby boomer, ombre. They get called a lot. So you can't even hardly see that I've painted that, but I've just popped on a layer of peach whip, and I'll pop that into cure. And while that is curing, I will show you the pigments. I might not use white just because I feel like it's not going to show up on camera very well, so we'll do a bright color. But this is the white, and as you can see, it is quite grainy because it is a pure pigment. And what you can do with that is I've just got a very random fluffy brush that I use for my pigments, and I pick up a little bit on the brush, and then I mash it into the lid to kind of blend it into the bristles. I guess we're going to be using white now that I've done that. Let me go in with another layer of our peach whip. So yeah, you can definitely, sorry, I'm out of shot there, definitely use pigments for so much in your nails. They can be super versatile. You can mix them into gels. You can do isolated designs with them. And then obviously you can do fades and stuff like that. And it definitely can totally change the look of your nail art, or like your feature nail, whatever. And it's just something a little bit different. We like different. So I've just gone and worked that in. You can see that that's nicely in my bristles. And that also means that when you're dabbing into the pot and then into the lid, you're not actually using too much product as well, which is good. So I'm just going in, whoops, focus please. Here we go. I'm just going in with my brush, and I'm going to start at the tip of the nail, and this is just going into the tacky layer and work my way down. And as you can see, it is quite patchy, and I'll show you a trick that I use next to try and make it a bit more blended. And I'm just working my way down the nail. I feel like there's fluff on my brush, possibly. And then you can go in with some more pigment. I'm just picking it up out of the lid, and then concentrate it more at the tip. So that can be more pigmented at the tip. So you can do that like that, and then jump in with your top coat and cure. And then I'm also going to go in with peach whip again, and I'll show you a little trick that I use to get a more blended look. So you might be able to see that second one. So here's the first one that I've done. It's a bit more seamless. It's got stuff on it now. And that second one here that I've done is a little patchy. And kind of when you've got that sticky layer, the pigment really grabs to it. Yeah, and it just is not ideal for like a true seamless baby boomer. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp to cure for 30 seconds, and then we'll get ready. And since we're doing it again and I'm showing you my little trick, I'm actually going to use a different color. So get rid of the white and pop that on, and then whoops, I'm going to use this one here, which is called Drama, and it is a super pretty metallic blue, like a tealy color. It's super pretty. And then my next secret for keeping a seamless baby boomer is to use a matte top coat. If you don't have a matte top coat, you can cleanse off the inhibition layer and also buff the gel, but I just find matte top coat works the best. So I'm just going to pop that into the lamp and cure that. Yeah, so let me show you some other ones that I've got a ton. So this one's called It's a Tragedy, and it's like, it's not showing up on camera, but it's like a super deep green. There we are. It's kind of showing through, like a metallic forest green, but a little bit bluey. Super pretty. Oops, I'll just throw that. And then this one is called Gorgeous Green, and it is like a pastel metallic green. And then we've got a bunch of, I guess you would call them, probably not iridescent, but I can't think of the word. Please remind me the word if you know the word, but like it's shimmery and it's kind of chameleon-ish, where it changes from one color shifting to another. So this one's like a pinky purpley color shift one, and that one's called Lilac Lounge Lizard. Cool. So now you can see I've got that matte top coat on this one here, and that will just help with a nice seamless blend. And so, let me bring this over so we can see. I'm gonna use my brush to pick up some pigment and then work it into the bristles, into the lid, and then go in at the tip and work my way down the nail. And I'm kind of using less pressure the further down the nail I go as well. But you can already see it's making the effect like much nicer than what it was when I did it over the tacky layer. We'll go in with that. And I really like these because they're not super bold, like they're nice and subtle, which is quite nice. And then I'm just trying to get that tip nice and opaque, or as opaque as I can get it. So there's that. And then you can use like the opposite side of your brush to kind of blend it out a bit as well. There we go. So there's that. I've just blown off the excess dust. And then go in with your top coat and use a nice thin layer, and you want to float it over so you don't disturb any of the product. And then always when I'm working with pigments or glitter, especially with pigments, because I don't have like a designated pigment top coat, but I do with glitter, I make sure that I wipe my top coat brush off onto like a lint-free wipe or a paper towel or whatever I've got handy, and that makes sure that there is no pigment going back into my top coat. Oops. So there's that one. The next one I'm going to show you is going to be how to blend our pigments. So like a 2-color pigment, fade, I guess you'd call it, ombre. So I'm going in with white, and I've already got one layer of white down. I'm just going to go in with another. Scooch that. How's everyone's day been? I hope you've had good days today. And is anyone doing anything special for the long weekend? Let me know in the comments. I'm working because I forgot that it was a public holiday tomorrow. So let me know. Are you like me? Am I alone? Am I the only one working, or has other people working as well? Let me know. So yeah, going in, and I'm just going to finish curing that, and then I'm going to use, this one is called Heather Heaven, and it is a really pretty, it looks grey almost here, but it's like a purpley color. And then we'll also use Tiffany Blue, which is a super bright tealy Tiffany Blue. So with your 2-color ombre, you're going to be working from the cuticle up with one color and from the tip down towards the cuticle with the other color. So I'm going to go in with my blue first and dab that on. And work my way down. And as you can see, that's giving some pretty good coverage. I'm just going to try and get in the sides. Obviously, you would usually be doing it on a client, so you wouldn't have a swatch, the issue of a swatch wheel getting in the way. And then after that, I've cleaned my brush off on my paper towel, and then I'm going in with the purple on my brush and working up towards that blue. And then I'm not quite making them meet, and then I'll get some more blue and dab that to kind of join the ombre together, and then going in with some purple and take it up, and that's just blending those 2 colors together, and then flip over to my blue, and that is our double color pigment. And then you can use the same method for doing like a 3-color ombre as well. Really, the possibilities are endless. Yeah, you can do as many as you want. And it would be the same method if you were doing it vertically as well. So we'll top coat that one. That one's pretty. I want that on my nail now. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use the color from one of our recent collections called Be There in 10 and paint that on the next nail along. And I'm just doing that to save time because it is already 10 to 8 and I haven't even finished. I've only done 2 so far. So just laying down my base color again. And then that's going in for a cure, and then that's just curing the top coat at the same time. And then, so I'll pop the lids on those, and I'm making a mess. Pigments are messy, but they are fun. And then I've also got to show you a little palette. I'm going to pop some of my glossing gel onto said palette, and I'm going to create like a sparkly top coat. So there's that. And then what I'm going to do is get a teeny weeny brush. That's just one that I use to paint gel on. And let's go in with Gecko Green, which is like a green duochrome shimmer. You can see it in the lid really well. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of that pigment. That's probably quite a lot. And tap it into my glossing gel, and that I'm kind of creating a shimmery, sparkly top coat. And you can also use, whoa, I've gone way overboard, but that's fine. You can use this to create colors as well. So you can see that is a really cool, you can't see, but it's a really cool like greeny iridescent color. So I've loaded up my brush with that. There you go. You can see that better. That's what we like. And then I'm painting over my color. That looks really cool. Here we go. And then you can see that's turned that nude color into like a shimmery color, which is handy to have up your sleeve. I know I have clients that are like, oh, I really like that, but it would be better if it was shimmery, or I've got a lot of flat colors, so I know clients do like having the option of being able to add a bit of shimmer. I'm just going to turn that up. And then, so that is already top coat, so that will be fine. You can probably seal it with a top coat, another coat of top coat if you want to. I'm just going to leave it because it is a swatch wheel. And then let's go in with Boundary Breaker, which is from the new collection. Has anybody got any of these colors yet? I love this one. It's so cool. A real cool deep color. And then now I'm going to jump in and do some quite precise placement. That's going in for 30 seconds as per usual. And then after that, I've got one more trick up my sleeve, and then we are done. So now I've got a little detail brush, and I'm going to pop some Bride onto my palette again, which is just white. And then what is the colour that I'm standing? I'll use pink. So I've got that, and then I'm just going to cleanse off the inhibition layer off Boundary Breaker. Oh, what has happened there? Okay, I'm cleansing off half of Boundary Breaker. Love that for me. I'm just going to go in and do another layer of Boundary Breaker. We're doing things. I don't actually know what happened there. That's cool. So that is that, and I might actually, just in case that does it again, I'm just going to cure that for a bit longer. And then, cleanse that inhibition layer off, and then I'm going to go in. I've got my brush that I'm loading up. That is curing. Whoa, cool. Oh, we're having all sorts of mishaps tonight. Love that. Okay. Cool. We'll use a different brush. And then don't quite know what's happening with that one, so that's fine. I'm just going to go into the colour. Sorry, team. I'm just loading up my brush with my Bride, and then I'm going to do a little squiggle. And then just remember, because it is colour gloss, not to go too thick, because then you will get it not curing properly. Cool. So I've done my little swirl, chuck that into the lamp for 30 seconds to cure. And then I've got my brush, my pigment at the ready. This one is called Romantic Rose. Nice bright pink, which will stand out nicely on that Boundary Breaker. And where is my brush? I'm just cleaning my brush off, getting all of the excess pigment out of it. And then now that you've got that tacky layer on that white, you can go in and add that over the white, the bride, and then you've got a pigment design that you have done on top of a colour. Ideally, it would be a bit more isolated. I think I've managed to not wipe off in the whole inhibition layer off of the base colour that I did. So yeah, make sure you can always do the little matte top coat trick when you do that as well. That would help with not having top coat stick, not having pigment stick on the rest of the nail. And then next, I'm going to do my last final look, which is actually, so we've done a 1 colour ombre, a 2 colour ombre, which you can also apply to 3 colours. We've done it mixed into gel. We've done an isolated design, which would be more like nail, like detailed art. And then I'm going in on my final one with Bride. And I don't know if you knew, because I didn't for a little while, but you can actually chrome with the pigments. How cool is that? So I'm going to grab my favorite one that I like to chrome with, if I can find it. You can tell I've been using it because I've now lost it. Oh, here it is. So this one is called Daxless Bronze. I use it on the You Choose Tuesday for our Matariki stars on one of them. So, and that is a super bright coppery bronzy colour. Then I'm going in with a no wipe top coat. You could use no cleanse sealer. For that. Or obviously the chrome gloss that we've got as well. I just didn't have mine handy, so I'm using my no concealer. And then I've got my trusty little, you can use a finger if you want, you can use a sponge applicator, whatever you've got. I'm going to roll with my sponge applicator, and I'm just going to load that up. You don't need heaps, so that is great. And I've just loaded that up. That's probably even too much, but that's fine. And then we're just waiting for this to finish. And then, so over that no wipe top coat or chrome gloss, whichever you've used, you literally apply the pigment exactly the same as you would a chrome. So buff it into that layer that you've just done. Be that chrome gloss, be that no wipe top coat, be that whatever your system uses. And then I'm just going to go over with my finger. And as you can see, that is a ridiculously good mirror finish when the camera focuses. Here we go. So yeah, that is epic. I love pigment for that. You just want to be careful when you are top coating it that you're buffing the free edge, so you don't get any chipping, same as with chrome. Yeah, you don't want to get any chipping. And then I'm just jumping in with my top coat again. And then obviously capping. And then that can go in the lamp. Does anyone have any questions about pigments or chroming? Chroming with pigments or any other kind of pigment work while we're waiting for that to cure? possibly not, but that is totally fine. So just to run through again, I have gone through today how to do a one color ombre, also called a baby boomer, or a fade, French fade, whatever you like to call them. We've done a 2-color ombre, which you could also use for 3 colors or even 4 colors, depending on how many you have. We've just done the chrome with our pigment, which is really cool. I get very excited being able to tell people that you can actually chrome with your pigments, and they are quite effective. We've done an isolated design with the going in with Bride and then applying the pigment on top of that. And then we have also done made it like shimmery mixed into top coat. And again, you can top coat that one with just glossing gel before you finish if you want to sort of seal that in. So yeah, that is all of our designs we've done for tonight. I'll take some photos of them and get them uploaded. And then there's our shimmery baby boomer, the baby boomer for memory with no matte top coat, the baby boomer with the matte top coat that I did, which is now a bit dirty, double color shimmery mixed into gel, isolated design, and then that last one is our bronze chrome. So that is our chrome. Why do I keep saying chrome? That is our pigment tutorials for our Thursday live stream. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something. Make sure you let me know in the comments if there is any further questions for any of you watching this in the future. If you have any questions, give us some suggestions for other types of 5 ways to use using our artistic products and stuff like that we stock at Monaco. I really like sharing different ways to use products. So if there's anything specific that you guys want to see, I would love to know so we can obviously organize that. But anyway, that is me for tonight. Thanks for joining, those of you that have joined. I hope you all have a lovely long weekend, whether you are working or not. And that was just me taking my gloves off. But I will see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.